Hello and welcome to the Loresworn playthrough of Hearts of Iron 4 Kaiserreich as the German Empire. I am TJ Hafer, with me is DM Schmeier.
What's up?
Brianna is also working on the website over in the graphics department.
Hello!
So she might chime in a little bit this episode.
And if my voice goes in and out today, you'll forgive me, but my team won the Super Bowl last night, so
it was pretty crazy. There's video documentation. Of,
I am hungover and my esophagus hurts, and I'm so happy.
Yeah,
just it's the greatest thing ever.
So this is an alternate history mod. We got the German Empire here.
The Second Reich, not the Third.
Second Reich, yeah. We got some communists in France.
What are they called? Like community, like sectionalists or factionalists.
Syndicalists. Yeah,
syndicalists.
Yeah,
there
exactly.
we go. So they're not pure communists. There's something else.
Right. Yeah.
There's the big
just
blue.
Going ahead and scrolling across the good old Atlantic Ocean here. What the fuck happened? All right. So
the United States is completely splintered apart.
The end of the last episode. Let's break this down for a moment. Let's break this down because we were talking about this for like about an hour after.
What is their capital? Playing. Is that Atlanta?
I think it is Atlanta.
Yeah, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, the American Union State, run by Huey Long, which is currently involved in a power struggle between Father Coughlin, Charles Lindbergh, who I don't know who Kuhn is actually. But apparently, yes, the famous aviator Charles Lindbergh, and I'm not sure who Smith is supposed to be either. They have formed an American populist fascist sort of state. Paternal autocracy, actually, which I believe is actually the same. Oh no, we're authoritarian Democrats here. Yeah, so they control most of the South. We have the Combined Syndicates of America under Jack Reed.
They're syndicalists.
There's also a totalist faction, a radical socialist faction, and a social democrat faction. They control kind of the Rust Belt, Pennsylvania, New York, and New Jersey. And then we have these guys actually aren't involved in the war. They just went independent somehow. The Pacific States of America under Frank Merriam and are they social...
They're pretty well split, actually.
Conservatives, actually, yeah.
But pretty well split. Yeah. I think it's fair to say that they're
California Republican Party. So, yeah.
They have a plurality of a bunch of different views.
That happened.
And we need to decide how we want this this three-way civil war that's unfolded to unfold. We need to decide what outcome we prefer.
Well, and then also we still have the U.S. under Charles Curtis of the Market Liberals. So they're the Republican Party. Not actually sure who that is either. But, yeah, we definitely don't want the communists to win.
No, we don't, but I don't think we want paternal autocrats to win either. I think we got to support the U.S. as it stands in this.
I think, yeah, the status quo United States is probably who we want to support. We still can't send volunteers, can we? Your country is not allowed to send volunteer forces, really. Let's find out why that is. No, there's not like a modifier for it. I guess maybe it's a factor of our government type or something.
Maybe.
Yeah, interesting. So, I suppose we could start sending some lend-lease to the U.S. We definitely have
the industrial capacity.
We have We have a fair amount of spare infantry equipment, not a ton. That's the thing, is our stockpiles aren't really to the point where I feel like we could start giving stuff away left and right.
I guess we gotta just watch and wait.
Yeah, I mean, there are people in the comments saying, "Oh, you've got to intervene against the Soviets," and "Oh, you got to intervene in the U.S." I think we're kind of okay right now to
send the volunteers.
So the spread of the dangerous syndicates through the world has infected America, and many people who wish to help the American Union State win a moral and righteous victory over the CSA. Oh, so the combined syndicates.
So
So we can only
we
send,
can send volunteers to the
volunteers to
American
law.
Union state against the CSA. I'm okay doing that against the CSA.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a three-way civil war anyway, but I do want to see the communists crushed. So
We
let's
have
go
to,
ahead- let's
otherwise
go ahead and do
this will unfold like
yeah.
World War II.
Syndicalist uprising in Manila, as the Philippines have peacefully achieved independence from the United States due to the chaotic U.S. Civil War. Their young commonwealth is already facing the dangers of syndicalism. Inspired by both the combined syndicates uprising in America and by the Bharatiya Commune in India, a group of disgruntled army officers have ordered their units to march toward our capital, where they've joined forces with bands of peasants and industrial workers. They are planning to establish a socialist republic in the Philippine archipelago. So wait, do we own the Philippines? Why is it saying march toward our capital? That might just be a grammar error. We'll see how that goes. 1937 German elections. Today, the German people will elect their representative to the Reichstag.
Tightly fought election might be the turning point of the Kaiserreich.
Okay, so we can do a coalition of the SPD and the FVP. We lose 20 political power. The SPD... Who are the SPD? They are Social Democrats, so this would be moving us more towards modern Germany.
Mm-hmm.
Change in political party. Coalition of Centrum, NLP, and FVP. We gain 40 political power. The centrist party, they're social conservatives, becomes the ruling party. Coalition of the DKP, Centrum, and NLP.
What's the DKP here?
The DKP becomes the ruling party. They are our current ruling party,
Right on.
authoritarian Democrats. We gain 20 political power. Wilhelm II
Becomes the leader.
remains in power. Coalition of AV and DKP, or the ADV, paternal autocrats.
I don't know
Karl
that I
Fischer.
want to. I don't
No.
want them going anywhere.
No.
To be honest, I'd almost think the top is worth 20 political power, but
Oh, the
SPD and FVP.
we lose political power.
I know. I said that's almost worth 20 to me, but keep looking.
Okay.
I'd say it's either that or the second option.
Centrum. What were they? Social conservative? Yeah, we could start moving towards social democrats. Honestly.
I would. I think
Okay.
that they have some good.
Let's do
They have
it.
some good components.
Yeah. Let's. So some experts have suggested that the best solution against the current lawlessness displayed by parts of our nation's youth is to organize them into youth organizations so that they can learn new skills and use their energies for the public good. The German Pathfinder organization would require increased spending for such an endeavor. So we're going to have the Kaiser Youth
Provide the funding.
funding, of course. Invalid idea. Franz von Papen replaced. The prerequisites for Franz von Papen are no longer fulfilled, and it has been replaced with Kurt von Schleicher. So apparently von Papen doesn't like the Social Democrats too much.
That's fine.
Yeah. So did that change our game rules at all? No, it doesn't really look like it. So following the victory of the SPD and the FVP, who are social liberals, in the last election, the Kaiser must now choose who he will appoint as the Reichschancellor. So the first SPD Reichschancellor, Otto Wels. So remove all head of government ideas. So he gives us...
Our ruling party becomes popular.
So yeah, Kurt von Schleicher gives us less party popularity, and the first Jewish Reichschancellor, interesting, Walter von Rothenau. Can we see what each of these guys would provide to us individually? So Otto von Wels,
Otto Weiss. Down there at the bottom,
Otto.
center middle. There you go. Otto Weiss is up there.
Let's see. So okay, so I guess they don't really do anything. I guess we should probably go for the one that gives us the most party popularity.
Why not?
Yeah.
And some serious political power. What do we want to spend some of this political power on? We've actually got enough political power to spend now.
Let's take a look at our... so to get to
Good stability.
Good stability.
We need
to have at least 150 in the bank to get to very good.
Same thing, it looks like.
Okay, so minus 60, plus 150, plus 150. Okay, so when we get up to like 300, we can start spending it more liberally because we just want to stay above 150.
We want to get to very good stability real quick.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, the new Reichschancellor is Kurt von Schleicher. Social Democrats have a almost majority with their coalition with the FVP. We do have a majority of the government now. So there we go.
We have a research slot open, it looks like.
We have a modified government, which we're not going to do right now. We also have some unfulfilled import requests, probably because we were getting something from the U.S.
Yeah.
What is the import request for? Oil from Azerbaijan. Well, as long as it's not holding up our production, I'm not that worried about it. Yeah. As long as they're still sending us some.
Right on.
Average party popularity. The civilian support for the ruling party is at an average level, which influences our political power.
Awesome.
So, to get to... We were at high before, so we actually took a step down by changing out our government.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. Between 60 and 80% popularity, we get our political power buff back. Mongolia just conquered Tibet, which, by the way, they are their own faction now. If you missed it, they've started the Great Khanate. Yeah.
Which is pretty freaking wild.
Yeah. It looks like Siberia is pushing across the Urals a little bit. So we finished the Wilhelm Grenner plan.
All right, awesome.
We got some military factories. I guess we go to the next step of that. Well, we have some part of the way. Grenner claims that more can and must be done by expanding the military industry further. We can slowly but surely defeat the effects of the Black Monday. At the same time, we'll also strengthen our military even further, assuring that our nation will not be overrun by the French anytime soon.
I like it.
I like it as well. Do we already have that factory allocated? We don't. So, we're producing everything we should be producing, I think. We've got artillery in production. We don't really need gross tractors. It's kind of a shitty... Maybe some naval bombers.
Do we even have carriers? And what is it that we can't deploy some of our ships? What is that?
Where's that?
Cannot deploy submarine 2.
Oh.
Insufficient manpower. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's why. Yeah. So our naval production is held up by the fact that we are still running a fairly significant manpower deficit. Yeah, we still have some units that are at 85% manpower. We just invented the NGO-8, though. Serbia has taken Bosnia.
Oh. That will make the Balkans nice and stable.
Yeah. Well, hey, in this timeline, it was some damn fool thing in the Balkans that handed us most of the world on a silver platter, so it's not the worst thing that could happen.
Well worked.
So I'm trying to figure, does it look like the Soviets are getting pushed back? I haven't been watching the front. There's some give and take going on for sure. But yeah, it looks like overall they're getting pushed back.
The Soviets are?
Yeah.
That's good news after that huge setback that the Russians suffered.
Oh yeah, look. There's an envelopment. Oh wow, look at that. Their front is collapsing.
Go Russia, go Russia, go.
Go Russia. See how the American Civil War is going. Holy what?
Oh.
Speak of New England.
Well, because they were completely cut off.
Percival B. Baxter in the New England Social Conservatives have
split off.
Yeah.
Probably because they were completely isolated.
There was no, yeah, I mean, unless the U.S. has total naval dominance, there was really no way that the Washington could have protected them there. So,
looks like they went their own way.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll continue down the grand battle plan doctrine path here. Yeah, it looks like the Soviets are in trouble. Just folding. Look, they got another envelopment. Holy crap!
It's over. I would say that's about over.
Do they have an ally? No, I don't think so. Fighting an offensive war, defensive war. Interesting.
I finish these guys and then go whip Siberia. They won't have the manpower to do jack.
We didn't even need to send them any lend-lease. It doesn't look like... Oh, I didn't allocate that military factory. People have been yelling at me for the last 20 minutes. I was looking to see if we had any carriers in operation. We do have a carrier, so I think... Well...
I would build your stockpiles, man, so you can lend-lease the people we want to lend-lease.
Yeah, since we're doing Grand Battle Plan, let's give it to artillery. Civil War in Spain.
Oh, man.
The legitimate
the world
Spanish
is falling
kingdom
apart.
under Alfonso XIII is under severe threat from anarchists and fanatics. While many are saying that this provides further proof of terminal weakness of the House of Bourbon, a secure Spain is an important part of our defensive plans. It could be wise to help this government. Let's send material and technical experts, yeah.
Yep, why not? We lose manpower we don't have.
Yep. Can't get the next level of computing machine yet. We can get the next level of concentrated industry.
Which, of course, we want.
Speaking of industry, we still building everything we should be building. Good.
We sure are. And we
Carlos Spain has declared war on the Kingdom of Spain.
That should be a fairly easy war for Spain to win.
Still controls Madrid, Barcelona, and
Seville.
Who has Toledo? I think they still have Toledo.
We spent them. We sent them material aid. They'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. So who is the Carlists? They're paternal autocrats. Wait. Interesting. So, I thought these guys were supposed to be anarchists. Oh well.
They're not.
We'll see how it goes.
And have you replaced the field hospital?
Yeah. So, got next level machine tools.
Good call.
The German industrial juggernaut. Oh man, look, they got another encirclement. Okay, there we go. There's the anarchists. This was actually a real partisan group that existed in Spain during the 1930s, by the way.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it's actually been called the closest that an actual anarchist government has ever come to coming into power in the modern world. Ever since the defeat of Napoleon, Spain has been plagued by violence, dissent, and turmoil, but it appears that these tensions have reached a breaking point. That is, the Spanish kingdom has been ripped apart in a three-sided civil war between numerous factions. The loyalists of the Madrid government, the supporters of the pretender Javier, and finally the anarcho-syndicalist party known as CNT-FAI. There are already numerous reports of volunteers and equipment being shipped to Spain from all over the world to support one faction or another. It can safely be said that the fields and mountains of Spain will be the first battlefield in a much wider conflict between the left and the right. So this is kind of the start, I think, of World War II, really.
Foundations of the Belgrade Pact. Serbia, Romania, and Greece, the three Balkans members of the Entente, all with revanchist views of their own war, have recently gathered to a common table of negotiations and recently announced the beginning of the Belgrade Pact. While this pact puts a lot of focus on cultural discussion and preserving Balkan identities, it is also a military alliance between the participants, seemingly directed at the countries separating them and holding their ancestral lands. This is a new development, is a big thorn in the Bulgarian domination of the Balkans, but only the incoming reaction of the other Central Powers can determine whether it will yield any fruit. Hopefully the Balkans will start another world war.
So the Entente has lost its eastern allies, basically, to the Belgrade Pact. They basically now consist of Ireland, Free France, Guyana, and Canada.
That's
I
not
think
good.
For the most part, and
wow.
Australia, the part of India that's still controlled by the British Crown. Belgrade Congress argues for a new order in the Balkans. The Serbians have convened the Belgrade Congress, which is clearly aimed at destroying the balance in the Balkans. The Bulgarian king has sent a diplomat to seek our help. So we can announce our continued support for Bulgaria. We lose 100 political power, or we must avoid Balkan entanglements.
I don't know that we want to involve ourselves in the Balkans, man.
Well, they're already our ally, though, is the thing. Oh, maybe they're not.
It doesn't really look like they are.
Do we want to just write the Balkans off completely, or do we want to possibly bring Bulgaria in on our side?
I don't know that it matters. I don't think it's a very powerful nation, and a damn fool thing in the Balkans is how we get in trouble. That's how Germany got in trouble.
Well, in this timeline, it's how we gained most of the world on our side. Let's see. So these guys, they're authoritarian Democrats.
Which we're not anymore.
Which we used to be. These guys are fascists, basically. Serbia, they're authoritarian Democrats. Greece, also authoritarian Democrats.
I would let the Balkans burn, personally, but that's just me. And try to be there to pick up the remains.
Well, let's discuss it. We have opposite opinions on this, so let's discuss the pros and cons of both. I think it's important for us to show our strength to some degree, to not, allow this upstart faction to kind of run roughshod over an area of the world that, well, are the Ottomans? They're not in our faction anymore, are they? No, they bitched out. Well, let's look at it this way. Let's see what our intelligence service can tell us. So, Bulgaria has 16 to 23 divisions. They have an industrial capacity of about 10 military and 13 civilian. If we add together the potential enemies we'd be making,
they're much stronger.
Yeah, so... And is Bulgaria allied with anyone that we're going to piss off? Not really. Yeah, alright. Let's go ahead and avoid Balkan entanglements. Give us some more time to build up our industry.
And our political power.
Yeah. Our popularity is rising. Due to his popular politics, one of our loyal ministers has managed to strengthen our ideology. With some additional influence, we could increase our popularity. Yeah, I think we want to do that every time we have the opportunity. Because once we get above 60%, we get some bonuses.
And it looks like the Russians are still gaining ground, but that the momentum has stalled a little bit.
Let's read about our current party, by the way. Social democracy is an ideology whose goal is to reform capitalism and humanize it by aligning with ethical ideas of social welfare while maintaining the capitalist mode of production rather than creating an alternative socialist economic system. While usually promoting a plutocratic form of government and a healthy regulated market economy, some more radical streams exist. So this is basically modern Scandinavia government style, more or less.
More or less, yeah. How's Spain doing?
Spain,
they're going back, and it looks like the Kingdom of Spain
is... It's almost a deadlock. So we've progressed the plan.
Complete the plan.
Final steps of the Gruner Plan needs to be undertaken. Once completed, we have revitalized our arms industry to its fullest. Soon enough, Germany will be standing with a straight back once more, as not only the dominant power of Europe, but the world. Deutschland über alles.